You didn't find this video by chance. Something sacred drew you here, a divine whisper, a heavenly calling. The Spirit of God is about to reveal a hidden code in Psalm 23, a code that has the power to transform your atmosphere, attract supernatural favor, and release divine wealth into your life. This psalm has been recited by millions, but few have unlocked its true prophetic frequency. Today, that mystery will be revealed to you. Now repeat with faith, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Say it again, not as a verse you memorized, but as a decree, a prophetic declaration from heaven itself. Each word is a key. Each phrase unlocks something hidden. When David wrote, "The Lord is my shepherd," he wasn't describing comfort. He was revealing a spiritual code of authority and ownership. In Hebrew, shepherd, roe, means one who provides, guides, and guards. It's not passive. It's an active guardianship of destiny. To say, "The Lord is my shepherd," is to step into a covenant of divine guidance, where lack cannot survive and fear has no ground to grow. The shepherd doesn't just feed you. He leads you into divine opportunities, into paths where provision already exists before you arrive. This is the first code of Psalm 23, the covenant of guidance and provision. It means that wealth in God's kingdom doesn't begin with money. It begins with alignment. When your spirit follows His leading, resources begin to follow you. Now repeat again, slowly, with conviction. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Let these words move from your lips to your heart, from sound to power. Each repetition builds an altar in the spirit. By the seventh time, the code will be fully activated. In the natural world, people chase favor and fortune, but in the kingdom, favor chases those who follow the shepherd. When He becomes your center, blessings stop being seasonal. They become sustained. This is why David could walk through valleys and still speak of abundance. Because his wealth wasn't based on the economy of man, it was anchored in the economy of heaven. When you repeat Psalm 23, you are not merely quoting scripture, you are entering a spiritual transaction. Each verse carries a prophetic frequency, a sound that attracts divine order, supernatural provision, and heavenly favor. Listen closely. The hidden code of Psalm 23 begins with ownership. You cannot say, "The Lord is my shepherd," if your heart still belongs to fear, debt, or doubt. God cannot multiply what you haven't surrendered, but once you declare ownership, "He is mine, and I am His," something shifts. Your finances come under divine government. Your home becomes part of the shepherd's fold, and where the shepherd walks, no wolf can enter. Repeat again for the third time, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." As you say it, imagine your atmosphere changing. Unseen hands opening doors, unseen favor locating you. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already sent provision in motion. There are people right now being stirred by the Spirit to bless you. There are opportunities being aligned. There are systems and delays being reversed, because when the shepherd leads, lack must leave. The first repetition unlocked guidance. The second released provision. The third establishes ownership and authority. Now, you are not following luck. You are following the shepherd of wealth and wisdom. He is the one who told David, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." That table represents access, the ability to prosper even when opposition surrounds you. It means divine resources will find you where logic says they shouldn't. This is why the righteous can prosper in famine, because the code of Psalm 23 is not tied to economy, it's tied to obedience. When the Lord is your shepherd, your wallet becomes His pasture, your home His fold, your work His field, and the shepherd never abandons his field. Repeat once more, the fourth time, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Now declare aloud, "Every area of lack in my life is now covered by divine provision. I walk in supernatural favor. My shepherd provides before I even ask." This is the language of faith, the atmosphere of abundance. Psalm 23 doesn't just describe comfort, It encodes the movement of divine abundance. First comes relationship, the Lord is my shepherd. Then comes assurance, I shall not want. Then manifestation, he makes me lie down in green pastures. Every time you repeat the psalm, you climb another level in the divine economy. You go from surviving to overflowing, from need to supply, from asking to manifesting. Now lift your heart and say it again, the fifth repetition, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This time, imagine yourself walking into green pastures. See your soul resting, no worry, no scarcity, no fear. Every step you take echoes the sound of heaven's abundance. The shepherd is guiding you into contracts, ideas, favor, and partnerships that will sustain your future. He is positioning you before people who will see your light and honor your value. You will no longer chase opportunities. Opportunities will chase you. Sixth repetition, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. As you say it now, you are stepping into a prophetic realm of rest. Rest is not idleness, it's divine confidence. It means you no longer strive for blessing, you walk with the blesser. He is restoring what the enemy stole. He is redirecting what was delayed. He is multiplying what seemed small. Because the shepherd never leads you backward, only forward. Seventh repetition, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now declare, the hidden code of Psalm 23 is active in my life. I walk in supernatural favor. I attract divine wealth. I am guided by heaven's economy. You've just completed the first activation. Your spirit is now aligned with divine provision. From this moment forward, expect divine surprises, unexpected favor, divine encounters, and supernatural restoration. If this prayer is blessing you, stay until the end, because by the seventh repetition, divine favor and supernatural wealth will locate you. Repeat again with faith, slowly, reverently, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Every word is layered with divine intelligence. This is not a verse about comfort, it is about positioning. God is not asking you to work harder. He is calling you to rest in his provision. In Hebrew, green pastures translates to nawa deshe, meaning pleasant, fresh dwelling of tender grass. It represents a place already prepared, fertile, untouched, abundant. When the shepherd says, lie down, he is not limiting movement. He is activating trust. You lie down because you no longer fear lack. You rest because he has already gone ahead and provided. Rest is not inactivity, it is prophetic strategy. The world says, hustle harder, but heaven says, rest deeper. Because divine wealth is not created by exhaustion, it is attracted through alignment. Every time you rest in his promise, heaven begins to multiply your seed, unseen, silent, but unstoppable. This is the second hidden code of Psalm 23, rest precedes provision. The more you trust the shepherd's timing, the easier it becomes to recognize divine opportunities. When you cease striving, you begin thriving, because the same God who waters the lilies is watering your destiny. Now repeat the verse again. This is your eighth repetition. He makes me lie down in green pastures. As you speak, imagine the soil beneath your feet glowing with light. Every seed you've sown beginning to sprout. The shepherd has brought you here not to struggle, but to harvest. You are stepping into a field that others labored to prepare. God is positioning you to reap where you did not sow. You will walk into finished blessings. The contracts, the favor, the help, they're already waiting in the green pastures of your destiny. The word makes me lie down also implies divine insistence. Sometimes God allows delays not as punishment, but as protection, to make you pause long enough to receive. Some doors didn't open yet because you were meant to rest before stepping into them. You were meant to heal, to breathe, to let him rearrange the landscape. That rest, that holy pause, is the shepherd preparing the green pasture. He won't let you graze on barren ground. He waits until the grass is full, the water is clean, and the atmosphere can sustain your blessing. Repeat now for the 9th time. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Feel peace filling your chest. Let your spirit exhale. This is what abundance feels like. Peace that is richer than gold. You cannot attract divine wealth while carrying anxiety. Worry blocks the flow of wisdom. Fear interrupts the rhythm of favor. But rest reopens the channel. When you rest in God, you prove that you trust Him, and heaven responds to trust. The green pastures are not just financial, they are mental, emotional, and spiritual. God is restoring clarity to your mind, harmony to your home, and peace to your nights. This balance will magnetize abundance. Prosperity is sustained only where peace reigns. David said, "He restores my soul." The shepherd knows that a restless soul cannot carry lasting wealth. So before he gives, he restores. Before he promotes, he strengthens. Before he multiplies, he stabilizes. Repeat again your 10th declaration. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Now declare, my soul is at rest. My mind is aligned with divine wisdom. My hands are blessed to build and prosper. As you rest, heaven works. While you sleep, divine connections form. While you trust, doors open silently. Rest is faith in motion. The shepherd never wastes movement. If he leads you beside still waters and green pastures, it's because he intends for you to grow roots there. Temporary places can't sustain permanent blessings. That's why he slows you down, to make sure your foundation can handle what's coming. Many pray for overflow, but few prepare for it. The shepherd's rest is preparation, a pause before promotion. Those who learn to rest in him will never collapse under abundance. Repeat once more. The 11th repetition. He makes me lie down in green pastures. With each repetition, the atmosphere around you grows softer, calmer, richer. Favor is settling over you like morning dew. God is teaching you to prosper without panic. He's teaching you that true wealth flows through peace. When you rest, your spirit becomes magnetic. Heaven begins to trust you with more because you no longer chase, you receive. I rest in divine timing. I move when my shepherd moves. I lie down in the pasture of his promises. My provision multiplies in stillness. This is the economy of heaven, where obedience opens opportunities and rest multiplies results. Now, for the 12th repetition, say it with gratitude. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Let the words settle like rain upon your spirit. You are not behind schedule. You are right where grace has placed you. The shepherd's hand is upon your journey, and every pause is purposeful. Even now, unseen provision is being released. Ideas, investors, helpers, favor. God is orchestrating divine appointments while you rest. You've now entered the green pasture code, where rest births results and trust produces treasures. The same shepherd who led David into kingship is leading you into overflowing favor and wealth without sorrow. Stay connected, keep repeating the word, and let peace be your proof that abundance is already near. If this message is awakening your spirit, keep watching, because by the 7th repetition, peace will turn into provision and rest will release divine wealth into your life. Repeat again with faith, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Now pause for a moment. Let those words settle deep inside your heart. Every syllable carries a vibration of rest and direction. This is the voice of a shepherd who not only provides but guides your emotions into divine equilibrium. The still waters are not a location, they're a spiritual state. They represent divine calm, the kind that remains unshaken even when storms rise. This is where the 3rd code begins to unfold. Peace is the pathway to prosperity. In Hebrew, still waters translates to mei menuchot, meaning waters of rest, calm, and refreshment. God leads you beside these waters because he knows you cannot hear divine instruction in chaos. Before he multiplies your blessing, he multiplies your peace. Because without peace, prosperity turns into pressure. Repeat the verse again. This is your 13th repetition. He leads me beside still waters. As you speak, imagine the sound of quiet streams, calm, steady, abundant. This is the frequency of heaven's flow. The world equates success with noise, movement, and struggle, but heaven's success flows silently. It doesn't shout, it multiplies quietly. Every time you find peace in God's timing, you align yourself with divine productivity. God leads you beside still waters, not stagnant ones. Still waters move gently beneath the surface. They are alive, reflective, and pure. In the same way, when your heart is calm, creativity begins to flow. Ideas appear effortlessly. Wisdom speaks clearly. Opportunities approach naturally. This is why peace is profitable. When your spirit is quiet, your discernment sharpens. You begin to recognize what others overlook. You become a magnet for divine strategy. Repeat again, your 14th declaration. He leads me beside still waters. Now say aloud, I walk in peace that produces provision. I am guided by divine stillness. I prosper without panic. Each repetition is an anchor, grounding your emotions, resetting your focus, cleansing your energy. You cannot walk in chaos and expect clarity. The shepherd restores clarity through calm. Some of the most powerful financial miracles happen after the storm of confusion passes. That's why God leads you beside still waters, not through rushing waves. He knows that true prosperity requires clear vision, and clear vision can only live in peace. If your life feels like a storm right now, it may be because the shepherd is redirecting your steps. He is pulling you away from noisy environments and emotional clutter, because your next level requires silence. Stillness is sacred ground. It's where God whispers secrets of increase. Repeat now, the 15th repetition. He leads me beside still waters. As you say it, imagine walking along a peaceful river. You can hear your own heartbeat, steady, calm, alive. The shepherd's presence surrounds you. He is recalibrating your emotions, teaching you that peace is not weakness, it's power under control. When you remain still in faith, heaven begins to move for you. You don't have to chase what's already flowing in your direction. You just need to align with it. Prophetic Code 3, the law of flow. Where there is chaos, flow stops. Where there is peace, flow increases. That's why the shepherd brings you to still waters, not to pause your destiny, but to accelerate it. When your heart becomes calm, time begins to obey you. Decisions become easier. Connections become clearer. Miracles multiply faster. The still water represents the divine rhythm of wealth, consistent, effortless, unforced. When you walk in that rhythm, you stop striving for outcomes and start living in overflow. Repeat again, your 16th repetition. He leads me beside still waters. Now speak this decree. Peace is my currency. Calmness multiplies my wealth. My soul flows with divine timing. Every repetition is rewiring your spirit from anxiety to abundance. God's flow is not frantic, it's faithful. It doesn't depend on competition or chaos. It depends on connection. The closer you walk with the shepherd, the stronger your flow becomes. The shepherd doesn't push you, he leads you. Leadership in the kingdom is gentle, not forceful. When he leads you beside still waters, he's saying, follow peace. Wherever peace leads, that's where your provision is. That's why some deals, jobs, or relationships didn't work out. Not because you failed, but because they lacked peace. Anything that costs your peace is too expensive. The shepherd leads by peace, not pressure. And where his peace dwells, his prosperity follows. Repeat again, the 17th repetition. He leads me beside still waters. You are walking in divine calm. You are learning to hear before you hurry, to receive before you react, to trust before you try. This is the realm where miracles happen naturally. When the shepherd is your leader, peace is your compass. And that compass will always point you toward abundance. I move at the speed of peace. My emotions obey the Holy Spirit. My finances flow like still waters, constant, calm, and abundant. You've now activated the still waters code, the third layer of Psalm 23's hidden revelation. Peace is not the absence of movement, it's movement under grace. And those who master this rhythm become unstoppable. Now take one more breath. Repeat for the 18th time. He leads me beside still waters. Let gratitude rise. You are no longer striving for abundance. You are resting in its source. From this point on, peace becomes your secret advantage, calmness becomes your strategy, and divine flow becomes your lifestyle. If this prayer is speaking to your heart, stay in this flow, because by the 7th repetition, heaven's peace will open new rivers of opportunity and favor around you. Repeat again with faith. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Pause. Let the words echo within. Every time you speak this psalm, heaven rewrites a part of your story. Each repetition carries spiritual voltage, a power that heals what time and trauma could not. When David said, "He restores my soul," he was speaking from battle, not comfort. He knew what it was like to be exhausted, not in body, but in spirit. He had faced betrayal, loss, loneliness, and fear. Yet in the presence of the shepherd, his inner world was renewed. That's the 4th hidden code of Psalm 23. Restoration unlocks multiplication. God cannot pour new abundance into a broken vessel. Before he fills your cup, he heals your cracks. Repeat again. Your 19th repetition, he restores my soul. As you say it, picture light entering the deepest corners of your heart. Old wounds closing, anxiety dissolving, memories that once hurt now turning into wisdom. This restoration isn't just emotional, it's spiritual architecture. God is repairing the foundation of your faith, rebuilding your inner peace, reawakening your confidence. You cannot walk in divine prosperity without divine wholeness. Revelation. In Hebrew, restores comes from shuv, meaning to return, to bring back, to refresh, to restore to original intent. When God restores your soul, he doesn't simply mend it, he returns it to its divine blueprint. The person you were before fear, loss, or scarcity shaped you. He's taking you back to the version of yourself that still believed all things were possible. To the voice that used to dream without doubt, to the heart that still expected miracles. This restoration is not regression, it's realignment. When your soul returns to its original design, your destiny reactivates. Repeat again, your 20th declaration, he restores my soul. Now speak this decree. My mind is healed. My emotions are whole. My confidence is restored. My faith is alive again. You cannot manifest divine wealth with a weary heart, but a restored soul becomes a magnet for miracles. Every healed emotion opens a new channel for God's blessing to flow. Listen carefully. Many people chase financial restoration without realizing that spiritual restoration comes first. If your inner atmosphere is still heavy with guilt, worry, or resentment, your hands cannot hold overflow. That's why the shepherd pauses your journey to restore your soul. Before he overflows your cup, it's not delay, it's design. God doesn't rebuild on broken ground. He heals before he multiplies. Repeat again, your 21st repetition, he restores my soul. As you speak, let gratitude rise. Every time you say it, an old burden lifts. Every repetition is a cleansing wave. Every word invites renewal. The shepherd is removing emotional clutter. The voices that said you're not enough, the shame of past mistakes, the fear of never recovering. He's saying, peace, be still. Your soul is mine, and I make all things new. Prophetic Code 4, the law of inner renewal. When your soul is restored, your vision becomes clear. When your vision clears, your purpose accelerates. When your purpose accelerates, provision follows. You can't separate peace from prosperity. They are twins in the kingdom. A broken soul leaks blessings. A restored soul retains them. That's why restoration is wealth's true foundation. Repeat again, your 22nd repetition. He restores my soul. Say it with authority this time. You're not begging for healing. You're commanding alignment. You are declaring heaven's order over your emotions, over your thoughts, over your future. The shepherd's hand is rewriting your identity. He's replacing insecurity with confidence, regret with gratitude, confusion with clarity. Your soul is becoming whole again, and whole people attract whole blessings. Sometimes restoration feels like isolation. When the shepherd separates you from certain people or places, it's not rejection, it's repair. He removes noise so your soul can hear again. He subtracts to strengthen. He hides you to heal you. You may think you've been delayed, but God is only ensuring your next season doesn't repeat your last wound. He is protecting your future from your past. Repeat once more, your 23rd repetition. He restores my soul. Now whisper it as a declaration of victory. My restoration is complete. My mind is sound. My heart is healed. My steps are blessed. Feel the shift inside you. That lightness, that peace, that's the sign that heaven has begun its internal repair. What was heavy is lifting. What was broken is now whole. I am restored for prosperity. I am healed to carry abundance. My restored soul attracts divine wealth. My peace is the platform of my provision. This is the restoration code, the fourth layer of Psalm 23's mystery. It's not about recovery, it's about resurrection. When your soul rises, your season rises. When your peace returns, your provision follows. Repeat one final time for this block. The 24th repetition, he restores my soul. This is your confirmation. You're no longer the same person who started this prayer. You're lighter, clearer, stronger, and now you are ready for the next code, the path of righteousness, where God aligns your steps with divine opportunity. If you can feel the healing presence of God restoring your soul, don't stop now. Because by the 7th repetition, everything broken will turn into blessing, and restoration will draw abundance to you. Repeat again with faith. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now breathe deeply. Every word you've spoken so far has prepared you for this moment. The shepherd has fed you, calmed you, and healed you. Now he begins to lead you into destiny, into direction, into divine alignment. This is the 5th hidden code of Psalm 23. Direction creates manifestation. Every breakthrough, every blessing, every door of abundance requires one thing: being in the right path at the right time. Revelation. The paths of righteousness are not moral highways. They are divine coordinates. In Hebrew, Magal Tzedek means circular paths of divine alignment and justice. It paints the image of the shepherd guiding the sheep along winding paths that always lead back to safety, blessing, and purpose. When God leads you, even the long way is the right way. Every detour becomes divine training. Every delay becomes preparation. The righteous path is not always the fastest, but it is always fruitful. Repeat again, your 25th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now say this decree: every step I take is ordered by God. I walk in divine timing. I am being led into provision, not confusion. Every repetition rewires your perception. You stop chasing and start aligning. When you move under divine direction, you stop wasting energy on wrong doors. Prophetic truth. Prosperity is not found in working harder. It's found in walking rightly. Many people exhaust themselves chasing opportunities God never sent. But when the shepherd leads, you don't chase, you are positioned. Sometimes divine direction doesn't look like promotion. It looks like pruning. It looks like being led through valleys before reaching the throne. But righteousness is the only road that never collapses. Repeat again, your 26th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. As you say it, imagine your path straightening, distractions fading, clarity rising. You are no longer walking in circles of delay. You are walking in circles of destiny. Every business decision, every relationship, every opportunity, all are now being recalibrated by heaven's GPS. The shepherd is leading you away from traps and into truth. You will no longer invest in wrong places. You will no longer give your energy to unfruitful ground. Prophetic Code 5, the law of alignment. Divine alignment produces divine acceleration. When you walk where God walks, you arrive faster, not by effort but by favor. This is why some seasons that seemed slow suddenly explode with blessing. Because once your feet touch the right path, everything multiplies naturally. Repeat again, your 27th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now speak this over yourself. My steps are aligned with destiny. My business, my family, my purpose follow divine order. I do not chase money, I follow meaning, and provision follows me. That's the divine secret. Righteousness attracts resources. When your motives align with heaven's mission, blessings locate you effortlessly. Remember, he leads for his name's sake. That means your success is not just for you, it's a testimony of his faithfulness. Your prosperity is a prophecy that points back to his goodness. When God promotes you, he's not just blessing you, he's branding his glory through your life. That's why humility is essential. The shepherd leads, you simply follow. And in that humility lies unstoppable advancement. Repeat again, your 28th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. As you repeat it, imagine light illuminating your path, every shadow of confusion fading. The shepherd walks ahead, clearing obstacles, guiding your feet. He's not just showing you where to go, he's walking there first. That's why every step feels peaceful, because you're stepping where he's already conquered. Divine revelation. The righteous path is not a straight line. It's a spiral that elevates. Each turn brings you higher. Each lesson prepares you for increase. When you surrender your pace to God's path, you rise without striving. That's how kings are made. Not by running ahead, but by walking in rhythm with heaven. Repeat again, your 29th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now declare, I will not be moved by fear. I will not turn to the left or right. The shepherd's path is my success plan. Every time you repeat it, confusion breaks. Every hesitation dissolves. You begin to feel the confidence of divine direction, the peace that confirms, this is the way, walk in it. Prophetic declaration. I am walking in heaven's strategy. My steps are synchronized with divine timing. Every delay is turning into direction. I prosper because I follow. This is the path of righteousness code, the 5th revelation of Psalm 23. Here success is not chased, it's inherited through obedience. God's path doesn't just take you somewhere, it makes you someone. Every step shapes your spirit to carry greater glory. Repeat one more time for this block, your 30th repetition. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now lift your hands and thank the shepherd. Because from this moment on, your footsteps are guarded, your decisions guided, and your destiny guaranteed. The same path that led David from the wilderness to the throne is guiding you into your season of divine promotion and wealth without sorrow. If these words are guiding you today, remain until the end, because by the 7th repetition, divine direction will position you where favor, promotion, and prosperity converge. Repeat again with faith. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Pause for a moment. You've walked through green pastures. You've rested beside still waters. You've been restored and realigned. Now the shepherd leads you into something deeper, the valley, the place of testing. But hear this, the valley is not the end, it's the elevation route. Every destiny must pass through it, because the valley proves what the mountain prepared. In Hebrew, valley of the shadow of death means salmavet, deep darkness. It doesn't always mean physical death, it means seasons where light feels distant, where vision fades, where provision seems uncertain. But notice, David says, though I walk through. He doesn't say, though I stay. The valley is temporary. You're walking through it, not living in it. Repeat again, your 31st repetition. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Say it like a warrior. Your valley is not a grave. It's a training ground. You're not dying here. You're developing here. Every trial is teaching you endurance. Every shadow is proof that light exists nearby. The darker the valley, the closer the dawn. Fear is faith in the wrong direction. When you repeat this verse, you're reversing that current. You're replacing fear with faith, panic with power. You're declaring that darkness has no dominion over you. Because when the shepherd walks with you, the valley loses its voice. The enemy can whisper, but he cannot wound. He can threaten, but he cannot touch. You are shielded by presence. Repeat again. Your 32nd repetition. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Now declare, the shepherd walks with me. His light exposes every trap. No valley can silence my promise. The enemy wants you to focus on shadows, but shadows only exist where light is near. That's the secret. You can only see shadows when the sun is behind you, which means the light of God is already guiding you forward. Prophetic Code 6, the law of presence and power. In the valley, revelation increases. In the valley, dependency deepens. In the valley, authority awakens. You don't learn to command peace on the mountain. You learn it in the valley. You don't find courage in comfort. You find it in confrontation. The shepherd doesn't leave you in dark places. He lights them from within. You're not walking alone. You're walking with the flame that never dies. Repeat again, your 33rd repetition. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. As you speak it, imagine every shadow lifting, every fear dissolving. You are not surrounded by darkness. Darkness is surrounded by you. The fire of God inside you is brighter than any valley around you. Even here there's glory. Even here there's guidance. Even here there's grace. The valley seasons of life are not designed to destroy you. They're designed to reveal your anointing. David didn't become a warrior in the palace. He became one in the pasture and the valley. And that same anointing of courage, discernment, and authority is being awakened in you now. Every dark moment you've endured has produced oil. The oil of perseverance, wisdom, and strength. The valley doesn't take your anointing. It presses it out. Repeat again, your 34th repetition. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Say it again with faith stronger than before. You are announcing to heaven and hell alike that your spirit will not bend. The valley is temporary, but your victory is eternal. You're walking through darkness, holding divine light. And soon, you'll look back and realize the valley was the place where your voice became unshakable. Every valley carries hidden treasures. Even the shadows have silver, wisdom, resilience, maturity. The key is to keep walking. You don't have to run, just walk in faith. because movement itself is proof of victory. When you keep moving in darkness, heaven starts moving mountains in your favor. Repeat again, your 35th repetition. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Now declare, I walk with divine authority. My steps are surrounded by light. I will not fear, I will rise. This is the moment where fear breaks. You are being crowned with spiritual courage, the kind that carries favor wherever you go. I am fearless in faith. I am walking through, not staying in. The valley cannot stop what God has begun. Light follows me, favor surrounds me, victory awaits me. This is the Valley Code, the 6th revelation of Psalm 23. It's the transformation of fear into authority. The valley is not punishment, it's promotion in disguise. And those who walk through it emerge as conquerors, clothed in divine favor. If this prophetic word is strengthening you, stay with me, because by the 7th repetition, every shadow will turn into light, and the valley you're walking through will become your doorway to victory and abundance. Repeat again with faith, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Pause. Feel the shift. This is where the journey turns into triumph. You've walked through the valley and now you step into vindication. The shepherd who guided, healed, and defended you now prepares a banquet of favor and justice before your enemies. Revelation. The rod symbolizes authority and correction. The staff represents guidance and protection. Together they form a complete covering, justice and mercy, discipline and direction. They are the spiritual instruments that guarantee your safety and stability. When David said, "They comfort me," he was declaring that divine discipline and direction are not burdens, they're blessings. The rod doesn't strike to harm, it strikes to align. The staff doesn't control, it guides. Together they keep you close to the shepherd, even in warfare. Repeat again, your 36th repetition. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now declare, I am protected by divine authority. I am guided by perfect wisdom. God's discipline is my safety, and his direction is my destiny. You are no longer the one being led. You are now walking with authority. The shepherd's power is upon you. You are no longer a sheep wandering. You are a vessel carrying the shepherd's presence. Prophetic truth. Where the shepherd's rod moves, enemies scatter. Where his staff touches, new doors open. You are under divine government. No curse, no betrayal, no witchcraft can override it. The same rod that parted the Red Sea is now clearing your path. God's authority is not behind you. It walks with you. You are no longer reacting to attacks. You are advancing with command. Now repeat the 37th repetition. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Say it slowly. You can almost feel heaven arranging the table, the sound of justice unfolding, the aroma of divine favor filling the air. The same people who doubted you will witness your restoration, not for revenge, but for revelation. God doesn't humiliate your enemies, he educates them about his faithfulness. Your table is not for pride, it's for proof. Prophetic Code 7, the law of manifestation and honor. After every valley comes visibility. After every fight comes favor. After every hidden season comes public reward. The shepherd doesn't just restore you privately, he honors you publicly. That's why the table is prepared in front of your enemies, because visibility is part of vindication. God's justice is not silent, it's spectacular. Repeat again. Your 38th repetition. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Now declare, my harvest is ready. My name is being remembered in high places. What was hidden is being revealed in glory. You're not chasing blessings. Blessings are being seated at your table. Every delay has now turned into divine display. Every hidden struggle is now a testimony of favor. Listen carefully. Before the shepherd anoints your head with oil, he clears your surroundings. That's why he seats you first, because only those who are still can be crowned. The oil doesn't fall on those who run, it falls on those who rest. And you've reached that place, the stillness before overflow. Repeat again, your 39th repetition. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. This is your moment of activation. The oil represents empowerment, promotion, and divine identity. In ancient times, only kings and priests were anointed, which means this verse is your coronation. You are being anointed to govern what once governed you. The oil breaks limitations. The oil attracts resources. The oil establishes new authority. This is the moment when favor begins to follow you effortlessly. Every no turns into a now. Every closed door becomes an open gate. Divine insight. Overflow is not a result. It's a response. It's heaven's response to obedience. You've walked through the entire psalm. Alignment, peace, restoration, direction, courage. And now, abundance becomes automatic. When the shepherd fills your cup, it's not a polite pour. It's an overflow. Because heaven never measures provision. It multiplies it. Repeat again, your 40th repetition. My cup runs over. Now declare aloud, I walk in overflow. I am anointed for abundance. I am chosen for divine prosperity. I live in the overflow of grace and glory. Every repetition expands your spiritual capacity. Your cup is not overflowing because you earned it. It's overflowing because He promised it. This is divine abundance, favor that exceeds logic, blessings that outgrow limitation. Prophetic declaration. I am anointed with divine oil. My life is proof of God's provision. My enemies witness my victory. My cup will never run dry. I live under heaven's economy, and I overflow in every area. This is the overflow code, the final revelation of Psalm 23. It is the convergence of faith, favor, and fulfillment. You are now walking in the full manifestation of divine prosperity. Repeat one final time. The 41st repetition. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is your seal. The shepherd's promise is eternal. Goodness is your shadow. Mercy is your companion. And abundance is your new normal. Closing prophecy. Cinematographic tone. Beloved, you didn't just recite a psalm. You unlocked a spiritual system. Psalm 23 is not a prayer of survival. It's a blueprint of divine success. You are leaving this moment different from how you arrived, crowned, restored, and overflowing. Every repetition you've made has rewritten your atmosphere. You are now walking under divine order, supernatural peace, and prophetic wealth. From this day forward, expect divine surprises, open doors, and the kind of favor that silences explanation. If this message has awakened your faith, lift your hands where you are and say, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Because by this final repetition, every valley has become victory, every wound has become wisdom, and every promise has become manifestation. You are now walking in the overflow forever.